final queen.
Yes, Queen Dido. She's been resting on the ocean floor since that day.
Which means we'll find her.
At Terra Grigia.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to see this mission through. O'Brien out.
FBC, everybody freeze! Put your hands in the air! Hold on a second.
Morgan Lansdale.
We're taking this show over. The BSAA is hereby under the direct supervision of the FBC. Clive R. O'Brien, you are under arrest for collaborating with the terrorist organization Veltro.
Chris, chill. You're our only hope.
There it is.
The remains of Terra Grigia.
And the Queen Dido.
Approaching drop-off point.
That's the Queen Dido. The third queen.
I'm glad they decided to just let me start doing it instead of opening the fucking door for me and letting me get to the playing the game part. How considerate. But yeah, I remember this mission. I'm not gonna say super vividly to the point where I know everywhere to go, but I remember wandering about this place, and because you have oxygen at all times, it's not god-awful. Imagine that. Well, I mean, that's not necessarily the complaint. The complaint is the idea that because you have oxygen at all times, the screen doesn't goddamn fade the weird multicolored black and white shit that it does. And even then, honestly, they are, like, in those cases where I was, like, severely running out of time, like, I'm amazed I didn't die.
It's quiet. Our time itself has stopped.
It is rather generous with how much.
Blobs we found on the beach. They came from here.
That explains why Morgan cordoned off the area.
How much you can actually hold your breath. That's what I was saying. Why? Should I why this door or the other one? Also, there's been one thing I keep thinking about, but I haven't had the opportunity to, well, I mean, I don't know. Just when it comes time for recording, I don't think about it, but every time I edit, I do think about it. I'm not going to say it now, because it's not relevant now, but there's still an opportunity for me to say my silly comment that I've been, I think, off. Now, I'm no expert on whatever the hell that is, but I am curious how effective that would be in real life, or if you'd have to, because I feel like you'd trace the outline of the door, you know? She's just kind of zapping it in the middle or burning it in the middle. I don't know what the hell it is. She's kind of doing that. And then it just falls over. I don't know if it's...
Something's still alive.
Careful. You won't be able to fight them off underwater.
Yeah, this is what I remember. The part where you play hide and seek, and you kind of gotta monitor their route. It's doable, but, I mean, it's not exactly fun. A Rifley case. Also, another thing I thought about when it came to the Magnums, which I'm not sure what I'm going to do, is that technically the Lightning Hawk has a full clip as to where the Python only had one bullet in it. So I kind of want to like use both so this way I can use the ammo from the Lightning Hawk, but like carrying around 2 Magnums is, you know, like there's not an opportunity where I can really do that. If you understand what I mean. Like if it's in a boss fight, that's it. I'm stuck with just those 2 Magnums and one other gun for the entire boss fight, and that's not going to really work. So I don't know. Because of the actual ammo in there, it might be more beneficial to just use the Lightning Hawk. Because we'll end up with like 5 extra shots. Because I think it's 2 versus 7 bullets, because I shot 1 and then reloaded 1. Oh, now you want to push it?
It's an electric lock. I hope the emergency power still works.
The wires are all pulled apart. I'll fix them.
Okay, I'll see if I can get the power going.
Alright, Chris, well, if you die of electrocution, it's not my fault. And just at that moment, I started thinking about the idea of how water conducts electricity. I'm like, well, I guess that means, because, you know, for electric eels, they're not zapping the entire ocean, so that must mean that they're putting at a very low wattage to not be able to kill everything within their radius. You know? There was a Y. Oh. Yeah, see, this is the part I remember. Go, Jill! Apologize for the B button mashing, but here we are. I'm not entirely sure what it is, because I mean that about this controller. Because I don't exactly think of this as a very loud controller. Apparently, it's loud enough to be noticeable. So I think more about the L and R buttons on a GameCube controller. Those are the loudest motherfuckers ever. They're like, man, what should we do to, like, emulate, let's just say, shooting a gun? Because, you know, the R button's typically the one for shooting the gun. And they're like, well, we want it to be something that'll wake up your parents. Because that will actually emulate a gunshot. And they just... Ooh, that was a close one. I'm gonna go up into this little corner here and hope he doesn't... Okay. Well, see, that's just it. I'm worried about when he turns around. But maybe he doesn't turn around and it's a square and he just runs in a square. I'm amazed we went through that entire thing without getting blobbed on.
Jill, the door's open.
Okay, on my way back.
Blobbed at. Yeah, but see, this right here is the part I remember the most, but I don't remember it looking the way it does. Also don't remember this fucking opera music either. Honestly, it sounds like something you'd hear in Bayonetta. There's that, I guess. Okay, goodbye, friend.
That was close.
That wasn't that close. We're just experts, Jill.
Okay, let's move in.
Imagine having a life like that where your entire existence is just pacing back and forth. That's gotta be so boring. Like, poor fish. Like, there's a lot of times in life where I think about things, I'm like, man, I'm so glad I'm a people. Do you have any idea how many great things people can do that animals can't?